Hi, I am Art, and I will be your course facilitator for this video. In this video, we will show you what makes Java unique. Let's begin. Java is useful to all kinds of software developers, from those making games or websites like Minecraft or Twitter, as well as all the apps available on Android devices. You can often find a career with coding that allows you to work with a product you love or related to a hobby you have. Before we get to coding, let's talk a little bit about Java. Java was created back in 1995, but continues to be updated and changed to fit with the times. Java is used for back-end code, all the stuff which makes apps or websites work that you don't see. This is compared to front-end code, which controls how your web page or app looks, and all other elements you can see while using an app or website. Back-end code provides most of the functionality, allowing you to play games, chat, share images, and more. Java is used in a variety of companies. Here are just a few that you might recognize. Java is used to develop mobile, desktop, web, server-side, and dynamic web applications, and it's known for its Android app development capabilities. What makes Java special? It's platform independent. You can easily use it on different platforms. For a developer, this means you can write it once, use it multiple times. If the code is already compiled, it can be interpreted without recompilation on different operating systems easily. This makes it independent of the platform that is using it. This makes the developer's job much easier. To better understand what makes Java unique technically, let's learn what a compiler is for a programming language. Another way you can think of the compiler is a translator or an interpreter for two people. A translator allows two people who don't speak the same language to communicate and work together, such as to make agreements between two different countries. This is where the compiler comes in. It translates between the languages we can speak, which are human-readable programming languages like Java or Python, and the language that the computer itself speaks, which are all zeros, and ones which represent specific instructions that the computer should perform. To do so, it translates the code we give it into intermediary instructions called bytecode in Java. How does it work? Let's take a look at the diagram. We can see the process that our code goes through as the computer tries to understand it. We have our source code. This is what you type into the online compiler or an IDE, meaning an integrated development environment. We will be using REPL.it for this. Source code is just like regular English, but there are commands to follow. You will basically be writing out instructions for the computer in keywords that are built into Java. For example, if you wanted it to print out what 3 plus 4 is, there are specific words that you would use for this that we will be learning. This is stored as a .java file. This source code is then converted into bytecode, which is Java's own special language, stored as a .class file. This is done using a compiler, which will check if your code is correct structurally and packages it up to be used later. Now that we have our bytecode, we can convert into machine code, which is what your computer understands. It's made up of a bunch of ones and zeros. Each operating system, meaning Mac, Windows, and Linux, has its own interpreter that converts this compiled bytecode into machine code for its specific operating system to use. We mentioned earlier that Java is platform independent. Why? Java compiled code, also called bytecode, can run on all operating systems. This executable code may be a sequence of machine instructions that can be executed by the CPU directly, or it may be an intermediate representation that is interpreted by a virtual machine. This intermediate representation in Java is the Java bytecode. It is the magic of bytecode that makes it platform independent. This adds to an important feature in the Java language, termed as portability. Every system has its own Java virtual machine or JVM, which gets installed automatically when the JDK software is installed. For every operating system, a separate JVM is available which is capable of reading the .class file or bytecode. Let's now begin exploring Java. See you on the next videos.